Alright, hey guys, so I just got done uploading my video, um, the girly tag video, and, I'm sitting a lot closer to my computer because I talk really soft. Kinda yelled that. I talk really soft normally, that's just how I am, and I feel like, some of the things you might not be able to hear when I talk, so a little closer. Extreme close up. Whoa! Off of Wayne's World. Anyways, so as you can tell, I feel kind of extremely exhausted. I've had a long day. It's been a long week. It's been a long couple of months, to be perfectly honest. Um, Um, so I had just turned on the TV, I'm at my mom's house. I'm out of the desert. I'm up in the mountains, around trees, where it's winter, it's cold outside. I think it might actually snow. Where I live, it's been like 80 degrees during the week. And it's ridiculous. But there's like no weather where I live. What can you do? I live in the desert. So I come up here and I visit my mom where there's actually seasons. I used to hate the snow when I grew up here and when I lived here, but snow is welcomed to me now. Cold weather is welcome to me now. I am so tired of 120-degree weather and dehydration and even having to worry about dehydration and asthma. I've never had asthma in my life until I moved to the city. This dirty, polluted air and desert dirt flying around. I'm used to the nice trees that give us oxygen and make us healthy. Anyway, I'm such a nerd. um, anyways, so I had just turned on the TV and this movie Tombstone coming on. And this movie Tombstone reminds me of a very, very good friend that I lost a few months ago. He passed away. Fortunately, he finally had gotten to visit Tombstone, um, probably 4, 5, 6 months before he died. Oh no, I'm lying. Wow, it was like 4 months before he died. Um, yeah, he had always wanted to go to Tombstone really, really bad. And he really loved this movie. And he would always quote this one quote from this movie that I've never really understood. You can watch the movie, but I've watched this movie tons of times, and I still don't understand what the quote means in the movie or what he meant when he said it. Um, and I never really asked him when he said it. I thought it was just him being him, and I enjoyed it when he said it. It was him just being silly, I think. Um, but I never truly knew what he meant by it when he said it. Anyways, the quote is, "I'm your Huckleberry." You know, um, Doc Holliday says it in this movie, and it's just like, is that a Southern gentleman's way of saying it's on, like Donkey Kong? I don't know. If you know what it means or you have an interpretation of what it means, let me know. I'm open for comments on this situation. Anyways, so I'm feeling a little bit blue. And I just wanted your guys' comments on what do you guys do when you're blue? What makes you feel better when you're feeling down? For me, with a general blueness, a root beer float picks me up. Some beauty stuff makes me feel better, like putting a beauty mask on, um, pampering myself in that way. Fuzzy blankets. OMG, I love fuzzy blankets. Um, Fuzzy blankets and watching a movie, watching an old Hollywood movie. My favorite is Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Love that movie. Um, I also really enjoy watching I Love Lucy, which my mother finds that strange. My mother, let alone people my own age. My grandma took care of me when my mom went to work. So when I was little, I grew up with my grandma around, and we would hang out all day long, and I would watch what she watched. And she watched I Love Lucy, and I love that show. And I think deep down inside that um, a lot of my old fashioned values are based on, the first few years of my life. My grandma taking care of me during the day while my mom was at work, and she was a big influence with that. And then watching I Love Lucy together, this show that was made in the 50s with the 50s values. So I'm extremely old fashioned. Like extremely so. Like I piss off other girls with how old fashioned I am sometimes. But hey, that's who I am. I'm the only one in this world, so I can have whatever opinions I want to have. They're a little bit controversial for some people. I don't personally find them controversial, but other people do. My boyfriend's extremely old fashioned, so it works out well with the two of us. He's from the South, so he's my Southern gentleman. Except for we've been together 6 years and we're not married, which is kind of strange for two people who have really old-fashioned values. Yeah, kind of strange. Okay, so it doesn't carry all the way throughout my life. Anyways, what else do I do to make myself feel better? Crafts. I really enjoy doing crafts. I'll scrapbook. I'll knit. Sounds crazy, but I learned to knit from YouTube. Yeah, 100% the truth. True story. Um, yeah, I'm more of a, when it comes to something technical like that, I'm more of a visual person. So, I had bought the little guidebooks, but that, I think it's really, if you learn to knit from little guidebooks, you are amazing because you don't get to see all the dimensions of like where you're going with this needle, but on YouTube you can watch that and then you can rewind and you can pause, and I just kept doing that until I learned to knit. That's how I learned how to do makeup also. I wasn't that intense with it about makeup, but um crazy. Tons of people. Um, I tell tons of people that I learned to knit from YouTube, and they're like, "What? Really? Are you kidding? For real?" Yes, for real. I'm sure there's tons of other things I could learn to do from YouTube. I love YouTube. It's awesome. Anyways, so I do crafts. I used to write a lot when I was younger, and that made me feel better. I'm thinking about this in my head, and when I write now, it doesn't make me feel better. It makes me sad. So, scratch writing off the list for me. Um, but I am a pretty darn good writer, if I could toot my own horn here. Toot toot. I've always wanted to be a writer, and um, I'm in the middle of writing a story. Well, I'm in the middle of writing several stories right now, which I just wish I could get my butt in gear because I have the whole entire plot in my head. I just have to sit down and type it out. So I have like 20 pages here, 20 pages there, 20 pages over here. It's 3 different stories. But that has been one of the things that I've always wanted to be as a writer. And my dream is to write a book someday. And I know it'll happen. Um, it probably won't happen until I'm older and I figure out some sort of system for me that works with the whole actually typing it down. When I was younger, it was easier for me to write a whole bunch because I was in high school and I would just kind of tune out and write most of the day. And I was a pretty darn good student, so and it made it look like I was taking notes. So I was really writing. BTW, I took a short story class, poetry and short story class, and that teacher freaking hated me or something because I had won a few contests when I was younger and had some stuff published like locally, and she didn't know about any of that, but I ended up getting like a D in that class, and I was like an honor roll student, so WTF, I don't know what the hell was up with that. But that made me kind of back off from writing, which is silly, but well, it was my senior year anyways, so my entire life changed after that. But another thing that always really helped me with writing was I had a typewriter, and I really enjoyed writing a story on a typewriter. I don't know why. Put me in the zone. I have a laptop right here. What's the difference? I don't understand, but it's different in my mind. I know it's different. I can't get in that space to like write a story with my laptop. I like feel like I need a typewriter. I need to buy a typewriter. I think I asked for a typewriter for Christmas a few years ago from my mom, and she didn't get me one. Should ask my boyfriend, he'll probably get me one. That's what I should ask him for Christmas. He would so get me a typewriter. Me and him are really into going to like antique stores and stuff. We love it. But I already told him what I wanted for Christmas, which was a ring on this finger right here, which I doubt I'll get, so I might as well ask for a typewriter. Anyways, leave me a comment on what picks you up when you're feeling blue, and I'm just kind of rambling, but I feel like having